What's this podcast even about? Reality?
It's about reality, mindsets, principles.
Just the psychedelic experience.
Pretty much. Welcome everyone to Blunt Force Trauma. This is the first episode. I am TK.
And I'm Patrick.
So, this show is just about the psychedelic, stoner, or alternative perspective, whatever way you want to put it, but just a different way of looking at things and analysing situations.
And our personal experiences in life and our ideologies and what we think about society and what society thinks about us.
So, might I start off just saying Happy New Year to you, Pat?
Yeah,
It's been a few days since New Year.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year's, man, but, I don't really give a fuck about that. It's just another day in this, 365-day revolution of the Earth's orbit.
Yeah, I pretty much felt that too. It's just... Like, it really just goes on like another day, but
it's still good as like a celebration and like to set new goals, but like if you're gonna have that mind perspective, then you might as well treat every day like a new day. Like if you're gonna celebrate that, then like why not just think of every day as a new year? Not new year, but new day, like have that same vitality about life.
That's true, that's a good point. It's just there's no need to treat one day better than the other. Is that what you're trying to say? And just kind of every day is already, it's equal in itself.
Yeah, like every day. Yeah, something like that. Like every day's like it's just a whole new day. Like there's so many new possibilities every day. Like why don't we just focus on it once a year?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still like a good holiday. Like it's exciting. But if you do it every day, then it'll get boring.
That's true, but it's... What is it though? It's basically we've created this concept of time and calendars and just to kind of keep organised, which it makes sense in the world. It's useful.
Yeah, I know.
But that's for the sense of New Year's. It's artificially placing meaning on that day, where it is like every other day, and there's no reason why we shouldn't treat every day with such vigour and just trying to achieve what we want to.
Yeah, I know, man. That's just like saying, like regarding people's like goals and stuff in life. Like when New Year's is approaching or the summer, it's like people are like setting new goals, like they want to get a fit body or whatever. But it's like as soon as New Year's is over, like give it a few more weeks and there's no more MILFs jogging. Like for example, in Hunters Hill, whenever like I used to drive through it. When summer's approaching, like spring, spring and summer, like you see so many like girls jogging and stuff in tights, but then after like Christmas and New Year's, like that number just cuts in half, like straight away.
Yeah, I guess, that's true. I think you were saying this earlier at one point where they're just kind of building up for this period.
Yeah.
For this heightened period where there's like greater importance placed on like the Christmas period. This is a time where everyone celebrates and goes out. Yeah. And basically people hoard their money and their effort for this period, which is quite an interesting approach.
Yeah, I know. And like I don't know, even for me, like if say you do gym or whatever, like when the summer months are approaching, you get a bit more momentum, but like after a while it just fizzles out, like that motivation, then you're like, fuck this, like you don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, but like, obviously, I don't know.
But what is it? It's just the extra motivation, is it just like...
Oh yeah, just the extra boost, but maybe because in winter, like the days are shorter, like you're just withdrawing from society, but when the days get a bit longer, like it's like the atmosphere changes, like the mood's getting a bit more G'd up, but then the hype just phases away.
Yeah, well then it kind of
fades
seems like
away, yeah.
it kind of seems like it like attitudes play with the seasons.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what, like as summer approaches, like that's where everyone wants to come out because the weather's better
Oh yeah.
generally.
But
So,
what
but
do you,
then like that kind of also like just I was thinking.
but you become more lazy, like in summer. Like for example, in winter, are you studying harder and like it's like you're withdrawing from society, but you're developing from within. But in summertime, you're just trying to shine, and then like you phase out because you have no more fuel. Like as in fuel in terms of like say for example, study wise, your knowledge drains away. Like, but in winter, like you're in that hibernation mode where you're just eating and like a bear would. Like,
Yeah, you're kind of like you have the time to yourself, and
oh yeah,
you're kind of just progressing, and you're trying to do what you can to progress. Yeah, but see, then I'm thinking like is it tied with like ego in the sense that people want to like show off in the summer? Like, is that a reason? Like,
probably.
Like, like they feel like there's more exposure in the summer.
But it's like probably. But I reckon it's more like you put hard work in, then you need to like reap the rewards, and then it's like a season. Like one part of the phase or season is you're working hard, and the other part you're reaping, and then once there's no more rewards to reap, then you start getting back into the cycle of like hard work.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. I guess it just plays on with the natural balance where you have to put in hard work to reap rewards.
Yeah, I know.
And I guess people sync it up with the seasons.
Yeah,
I guess
that's what I was exactly going to say. It's like in sync with the seasons.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But yeah, I felt like I'm way more lazy now, like study wise, and when in winter, like you get more motivated. Like it's like you're saying F society, you're just going to study and like rise above. But in summer, you're just having a good time and relaxing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I definitely felt that maybe a bit more just because I'm on holidays and there's no large project that I'm working on, which would typically be university studies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it kind of feels like you have all this time, and I don't know. I kind of feel like it's going to waste.
Yeah.
And
in what way?
I realise that, like, just the things that I've been doing with my time, it hasn't been towards progress.
Yeah.
It's been basically, just reaping rewards all the time. Just like nothing, not like partying or anything, but just, going out and to the beach, doing activities, stuff like that. I guess they are some forms of progress, but...
Yeah, but, for example, I read an article on Facebook and it's saying, like, the people that feel guilty the most, like, they're the hardest working people, because, I don't know, like, the point, like, the conclusion of the article is something like, say, for example, you feel guilty, like, naturally, like, then your body, that's like automatically, like, an incentive for you to work hard, like, your body doesn't let you, like, relax and just doze off, like, it's like you feel like you're betraying yourself, so that's how I feel, like, if I start to muck around, like, for trading wise, then I just feel too guilty and I can't do it, like, something within, like, says, like, you don't feel good, like, you can't be at ease till you at least put in X amount of hours of study.
Yeah, but, actually, that's exactly how I've been feeling, and for that reason, I thought, all right, I've got 2 weeks before I go on a holiday, so I really want to get some reading done, get back into just studying, so, just really go about it independently and immerse myself in the studies on my own accord rather than being forced to do it, really feed that interest.
Yeah, but...
And that, like, it also, like, works with, just, like, using that guilt of, like, not doing anything in terms of education to motivate myself to educate.
Yeah, but doesn't that guilt also come from the fact that you feel like someone's out there, like beating you, like he's working harder than you, and, like, you feel like you're falling behind if you don't? Like, I reckon that's one of the biggest motivators, like, or else why would you feel guilty? Like, it just feels like there's someone out there doing the work and you're just mucking around.
I think that's a very That's a very individual idea, though. Like anyone would be different, would be motivated by different things. And personally speaking, the guilt more is about, I have all this time and opportunity, like, I guess with some comparison to, not what others are doing, but with comparison to like these people are more disadvantaged, and I'm in this position with, all these resources at my disposal. So I should be using that time, I should be getting the best out of all that I have, rather than I'm trying to beat someone else.
But for example, say you're in two different environments, like one's a group full of lazy people and the other one's a group full of like motivated, hardworking people, and the people that are like in the lazy environment, they're less likely to feel guilty. But say for example, a group of stoners, like they just like obviously the drugs make you have less worries, but the thing is, if you're in a group of people that like are hardworking and shit, like as soon as you start falling behind or like you slack off the guilt, they're saying that like you're falling behind, so you just try to catch up. But when everyone's lazy around you, it's like whatever, like we're having a good time, and like you don't feel bad because all of you are behind. Like you sort of feel safe.
Yeah, like, that's true. Group. That's true. That's all about enabling and just. Basically developing a comfort zone, because you're saying, oh well, these people around me are. Yeah. I'm equal to them, or I'm a bit better than them, or in terms of what you evaluate as progress or whatever. And then you're creating that sense of security in your mind, which is it's not the best thing if you're just a group of stoners who are just kind of enabling each other to keep blazing and not do anything else.
Yeah, but when you go to uni, you've got friends that are motivated, but I'm like a lone wolf in my house. But the thing is, it's like I'm in fear because like I really don't know what's going on in the outside world. But for you can still gauge your progress with your friends. But for me, it's like I can't gauge myself like in trading wise. So like I'm always in fear or in guilt. I like feel guilty because I'm saying like how good am I really doing? Like I don't really have anyone to compare myself to. But for you, it's like there's a system, like you're in a system and it's telling you if you pass this then you're doing good. But for me, it's like you're just in like the middle of the deep sea, and like it's like I don't know, like how much effort do I have to put in? Like how much is enough? Like am I on the right path? Am I completely like lost?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think you're exactly right. Yeah, in the sense that when you're with others at university, they're just another group of people that you can see what they're doing.
Yeah.
But what you said really struck a note with the idea of when you graduate high school, or people say, like, oh, welcome to the real world. Yeah. Like now you're dealing with your own issues, and like you're kind of in a, what would you call it? Just in the wild where you're battling everyone else. But I feel like university keeps that structure. So the real world only starts after university as well. Which you're basically in right now.
But I'm still in safe haven, like at home, like, and like I don't feel that insecure because like you guys are still like, I wouldn't say you're above me, like, or below me, like we're at the same level. Like I don't see you don't have a wage yet, or like you're not paying bills and like living on your own. So like I still feel a bit safe, like there's still a herd. But imagine like all your friends are disappearing and like you're still stuck at home, or like you just lost. Like that's when you get scared.
Yeah,
but I'm
that's
saying
true.
I don't know how there's people that never feel guilty. Like for example, for AB, like I don't know, like if I was like I'd go nuts and go get a job because I feel so nervous that like there's no like daily structure. Like it's like for me, I just think I can't rely on anyone, like not even my parents, because maybe from like a lot of letdowns in life, like you're just saying, like you're really on your own. Like even though they'll support you, like you feel like you got to make your own bread and butter.
Yeah, well, that's what I feel like is really captured in that thing that I said. Like when you're saying welcome to the real world, because it becomes up to you to choose what you do with your time, and exactly like you said, you're going to have to support yourself. You're going to have to, you're going to have to do a few things to just sustain your life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have opportunity to choose what you want to do with your life. And I think that definitely scares some people, and like they stay in their comfort zone.
Oh yeah, but when you, for example, like I can't count on not a woman. Like it's not like I can't count on them, but it's like you're the man, so like there's so much pressure on like the man to provide for the family. But imagine if like I didn't have my dad, or like one day you won't have him, but if I don't have my dad, like I'd feel so scared. But if when you go to Netherlands, it'll be good because you're gonna really be thrown in the wild.
Yeah,
like, it's like there's not gonna be like you're not gonna have your family. Like you're just gonna be living on your own. Like you got to make those decisions.
Yeah,
like, you're on a budget, and like you're really just trying to survive.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the whole appeal about it. So for the listeners, I'm basically going to go on a university exchange for maybe 6 months in the second half of 2015 and to the Netherlands. So it really is an opportunity where you're thrown in the deep end, and however, it's such a good opportunity in the sense that it's only 6 months, and you basically come back to normal life. So you're kind of really testing out a really wild life, you know.
Yeah.
You're testing out that lifestyle of what if I was to drop everything and just move to a whole different country.
Yeah.
Where you don't really know the culture. Obviously, language in Netherlands isn't too much of an issue since they widely speak English, but how much, just a lot of other things.
But it'll be way more nuts if you went to Africa or somewhere.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's why these exchange programs are really good, and I think they say 100% of people enjoy them because I feel like that contained sense of being in the wild, that's really like that's perfect, because then after that people can see, you know, I guess people like discover themselves in the sense that are they brave enough to do something like that in reality with no strings attached?
Yeah, but then maybe when you come back you'll be a fully changed man.
Exactly, I guess.
Like maybe more serious about life. But we should really do like one of those like backpacking like adventures where you just go around Australia with a backpack and $0 and you just go to work on farms and just make a bit of food and then jump on a train. Like the movie Into the Wild.
Yeah, that's definitely a plan for the future.
And then we'll get a gun and shoot kangaroos. When you got to eat.
You'll need a few essentials in your backpack.
Yeah.
You'll need like a big commander knife.
Gut the kangaroos and shit, like Ivan Milat's, ward them off.
Ward them off.
Right, the thing is, I don't know, for example, like, you know how we met those backpacker girls the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, do you reckon those girls are even learning any valuable life lessons, or are they just mucking around? I don't know, it feels like that.
Well, just to sum up what happened, so at a local park, we were bike riding and we noticed there was like groups of people with like, I don't know, one group had like a van that said travel something on it, and then like they were like chilling in there like it was like their home. So we were naturally curious and just like...
And our testosterone kicked in. And our sexual desires. But yeah, I don't know.
So we approached a few backpackers and ended up just...
While we were trying to get lucky.
With that in the back of our mind. Maybe Chris is G'ing it up too much.
Yeah, and then...
we basically ended up just getting baked with them at night and kind of hanging out, but yeah.
After 2 failed group attempts, the third one was worked out.
Yeah. So we're with 4 French girls.
Because we enticed them with bud. Yeah. Then,
but what were you saying about the...
I'm just saying, like, you look like they're having too much of a good time to learn any,
life.
Have any challenges with the journey, but maybe because they'll have so much money with them.
Do you think that part of that is based on that there were 4 people, though?
Probably, there's so much security.
Yeah. I feel like two people... you'd still go through a lot of challenges. One person is like, you'll definitely go through challenges and you'll have to face your demons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even two people, I think you'll still go through that. And it'll be a bit different because you have to work with a partner.
But it's like, if there's two guys, you can just reinforce... Like, you can reinforce your feelings. Like, if one of them's scared, the other one can comfort them. But if it's a female and a guy, like, it's more serious. Like, the guy's going to have to be more dominant. Not dominant, like, more alpha.
Yeah.
But
isn't it?
If it's two guys, you can still feel way more comfortable. Like, then it's like, how can you feel safe? Not with a girl. It's like they can't protect you.
Yeah.
Like, they can just they can still comfort you, but it's in the end, like, it feels like there's so much weight on your shoulders compared to, like, if me and you are going around, like, if I'm scared, like, you can just take over that role, like the dominant, like, not dominant, but like the alpha role, but and then vice versa.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with that. Just, yeah, like, you have to basically protect your partner if she's female, but then if they're males, if it's two males, then, yeah, you kind of have no bounds or no huge responsibility for each other.
Yeah, I know, man. But make sure this thing your battery doesn't turn off. In case. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Like, on the topic of those backpackers, it was still a good night, but the bud was, like, really, like, what was it? It's like the icebreaker in the convo. They were playing with Chris's dog. Like, we brought Chris's dog, and we just asked them what they were doing, and then they were just saying they're backpacking from France. But when they saw the dog, they started playing with it, and like, it gave us a chance to sort of like, we could sort of start talking to them, and then just get to know them, and like show them that we're not dangerous. But the thing is, it's like after the convo starts to dry up, it's like, what's the next step? You gotta say something that's gonna let them, like you want to chill with them, but how are you gonna do that? You can't just say let's chill.
Yeah, I think that was the hardest thing. The language barrier thing. I don't know how to conquer that. Yeah. Like, just how are you going to escalate the conversation to a point? Like, they can't even understand half the simple things that you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
So you can't really escalate the conversation to a point where you want it to be. And then, like, in that silence, in that silence, you can just say, "Oh, do you smoke weed?" And then, like, everyone kind of understands what that means.
Yeah, I know. But if they say no, then it's like the whole convo is fucked. But I don't know. It's like universally accepted that it's like it's a sign of, like, it's like a gesture, like a friendly gesture to gesture. Like, let's hang out. Yeah, just how do you say it?
Gesture.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's just like, say let's chill out, and if they agree, then it's all good.
Yeah, that's true. And like, I think with backpackers, you can safely predict that they'll say yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're out there for the adventures. So.
Yeah, but it was still disappointing. Like, they didn't even share any stories of, like, the journey.
Yeah, so basically the weed, like, it kind of like
fucked up.
I don't know. It didn't fuck the situation. It developed it. It let us, like, hang out with them.
Oh, yeah.
But then
it didn't escalate to the next level.
It only kind of plays, like, one role. Like, you can't really, like, you can't use it to, like, escalate into a further situation. Like,
but we can't really gauge. Like, we can't gauge the situation because we wouldn't have enough experience to say that this is normal, or like this group of people, it's not going to work out. Like, you just keep trying. Like, we're trying to dig deeper and, like, see if we can make something work. But, like, with lack of experience, you don't really know what the next step is. Like, if you're a professional pickup artist or whatever, like, we just wanted to chill anyway. But if you've had a lot of experience, you can say this is going to be shit. It's going to be a shit conversation. Like, we just cut your losses short. Like, we kept trying to stay, but you saying that the girls want us to leave. Like, but I'm saying, you just blazed and you're just saying that.
It could have been a blazed inkling, but I don't know. It could have also been right, man. Sometimes those vibes the vibes resonate.
Yeah, but like the vibe, like you said, the vibes resonate. Like, you can tell straight away if it's going good or bad. like you just get that connection with the person.
Yeah. Well, it was just. Well, it came to a point where there was a bit more silence and, like, I don't know, the conversation. Like, we could only laugh and joke stupidly for so long. Like, they were mucking around with the guitar and, like, we were just laughing and loving the voice of that French 10 out of 10.
No, I say 7.
What?
Hey, no.
What?
She's perfect for a girlfriend, but like her appearance, but like I don't know. Like I'm saying, the other Italian was better. Like that's.
I actually prefer the French girl.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe it was the blonde hair.
Like the Italian will be intimidating. Like you'll be stressed that you're gonna always lose her. But the French one, like you can, if you have a relatively stable job and your personality is decent, then you don't have to be that stressed. You know what I mean?
You're analyzing this from like a whole different like way. You're thinking about like life. Like,
I know.
I'm just saying like this girl's hotter than the other one.
I don't know. This one was cuter than the other one. The other one was hotter. But
fair enough.
That girl, like it's like when I'm talking about flowers and stuff, you feel like the convo is going alright because like that the black hair one, she was probably like was she like the third ugliest? Like as in like
was,
the third, the crap like the bottom.
Anyway, let's just say the lower half, the bottom, the lower two.
But she was like, it was like I felt like she was still interested in flowers. Like I was asking about flowers and stuff, and it's like, she was just saying that blue flowers are artificial, but at least she had some sort of knowledge. Like she sounded interesting, but as soon as the other two came back from like they went to the toilet, when they came back, it just the whole atmosphere fucked up again.
Yeah.
Like
well, then that plays into the whole group dynamics thing. Like we, so it was 3 of us and 4 of them, and and even part of group dynamics would be like the seating arrangement. So, you know, I was kind of like trying to jump into their circle.
Yeah, but I wanted to sit next into that chair, but it's a bit, I don't know, like a bit apprehensive.
Yeah, well, you got to, again, like I said, you can't like ask girls these things. You need to kind of just do what you want and show them what to do.
But the worst part of the whole situation was when the girls went to sleep, they took the other chairs.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of signing to saying bugger off.
Well, that's what I thought.
Oh, I didn't even realise that the chairs were gone, but
like
I was thinking,
when they were uttering in French, like, you know, they could have said, leave the 2 chairs out for these guys.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you'll send a message.
Yeah, I know.
But they obviously didn't do that. I think, like, Chris was really right in one thing in saying, like, instead of kind of just calling it and saying goodbye, it was necessary to make that last push and just asking the simple question of, are you girls tired? Are you going to sleep now? Or like we're thinking of heading off. Are you going to sleep now?
But imagine you're on a dirt bike and it's registered. You can just say to one of them, "You're going to go for a quick ride," like, and like they'll put one of them. Do you reckon one of them would say, "Yeah"? They want to join.
Yeah, probably.
But imagine you got that chance. Like that'll be a fully different dynamics. Like you can actually connect with one girl and like having a thrill.
Yeah, like
they already have to hold you close, so like you're creating such a different situation.
You're definitely harvesting the potential for like a really good situation. Yeah, like you're building up their adrenaline.
Yeah.
They're really close to you because they have to hold on for their dear life.
No, I'm saying, imagine you're doing the biggest wheelie. Yeah, but that would have been sick. But even just if you said to one girl, like, if one girl even showed some interest, you could have just walked and like talked. But do you reckon they're scared that you're gonna like violate them sexually? No, not like that. But maybe they're scared that you're going to try to do something. Like, as in, you just want sexual...
I feel like you're... whatever you project, that's what they'll believe, you know?
Yeah, but I felt uncomfortable being with you guys even because the situation's uncomfortable and, like, it's like Chris might be cracking up, but it felt so shit like that. Like, you don't want to be there. Like, it feels like you're not projecting your own self because there's other guys there and, like, it's like everyone's being judged, so like no one wants to talk. like the other 4 girls, they probably feel secure because they're a larger group than us, so like they're just sticking to themselves, and like we're a smaller group, and like the guys already have to be more
I
dominant?
thought, well, I don't know. I was just kind of like I wanted us to be talking to them and like be like one big group together, but there was still definitely like the whole time there was that split dynamic of like us and them.
But the fucked up this part was that the girls just like they're talking in their own language, so it's already such a bad sign.
Again, that's just if you take it like it can depend on how you take that. Like you can easily take that as nothing and just like shrug that off and then just keep trying to like talk with them. And
how long is someone going to do that for? Like they did that the whole night.
Not really.
Like sometimes you're saying some shit and you're getting ignored, but it's just because you don't even know if they can't even understand if you're talking to them.
Yeah, well, half of it, like, yeah, I noticed that happened, but that was like, there was a few things for that. First is like, if they're already talking to someone else, then they wouldn't pay attention to you.
Yeah.
If you would just be quiet.
But what do you mean? If I was talking to you and the girl said something to me, I'd straight away ignore you.
Like, yeah, because but you're looking for that. Like they're just like already.
Oh yeah.
Like, like we're kind of trying to reach somewhere. We're trying to like make a connection, but they're kind of just experiencing the moment. Like they're just floating and like letting things impact them. They're not.
Yeah, but I thought that
they're not trying to achieve anything.
The whole objective of life is like in reality to mate. Like everything like that we feel is somehow related to like reproducing and like having like the connection with the female males, like the strongest bond. But I'm just saying, like, if it's either they're not interested in us and like they're already in the signs of that, or else they would have been paying attention so much, or like they're so nervous, or like we just made a shit impression. But we really did as much as we could. It's just like you can't connect to every single human.
Yeah.
Like, we just got to increase the exposure.
When everyone's like in that situation, I think I agree with what Chris was saying. How you kind of just have to act a bit stupid, act a bit silly, and if you're like really like you're doing what is it like?
Chris is
like
good
you
at
act like
shit.
Act like Sammy or something. Like you just.
But the thing is, Chris is good at acting stupid, but I hate that. Like, first of all, I can't act stupid, and like the thing is, if like I want to talk serious shit, like I just want to talk to other people about like life experiences, but like it's hard for me to joke, and especially with someone you don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So
it's like again, that's just like you have to play to that as your strength, and like that means like you should get into these different situations.
Yeah.
Certain situations, like, but this particular one, like when it's like just randoms and it's a big group, it's like the guy that's going to shine is the guy who just like that goes out of his way and does like silly things, like everyone.
But Johnny Depp's a quiet fucker in the corner, and like he's full mysterious, and like it's like you can have different roles. Like alpha, being the alpha doesn't always mean like you're the most dominant and confident. Like it's like you're responsible, and like it's like you're not like it's like you're confident enough to be like stand on your own. But the thing is, I don't know. I thought like maybe we could have done better if that glamour wasn't there, because she's really taking all the attention, and she's a glamour, and she's the funniest one and the most like not loud, but like center of attention, and like the friends probably have less confidence than her, and like the friends are so quiet and she's laughing, and she's the hardest one probably to get.
That's a good point. And like so basically she's sucking the attention, and you can't even communicate with the other girls to make them comfortable.
But the weird thing is the girl with the glasses and the dark haired girl, they're fucking up the dynamics because they're so quiet, and like even when the other girls went, like I'm trying to talk to that black hair one, but you guys have. It's like everyone has to be talking to one girl. Like, you can't just like one girl can't be silent, or it affects everyone's emotions.
Yeah.
Like if that girl's not in the mood, she'll affect her friends, and then it spreads. Like
that's exactly true. Yeah. Well, I kind of felt that, like talking to the girl with the dark glasses.
Yeah.
Like I kind of felt that she was like a bit, like she didn't really want to talk or whatever.
But
so that kind of like destroyed the dynamic that you were having because like everyone's paying attention to you guys.
But maybe maybe she thinks she's ugly and then like she has lower self-esteem than like her friend's already taken on the spotlight.
That's definitely a possibility as well. But
so you have to break the ice, kid. Like just.
It's still a possibility, but like again, that's still a possibility. But again, like I think like I distinguish between that and like just her not wanting to talk or whatever. Like
but everyone
for whatever reason, for like if she thinks you're boring or she's just uninterested.
Yeah, but we're not even sure. Some of them might have boyfriends.
Yeah, but then I don't know. There's no reason why you can't. Like that's the thing. It's like. What are they even thinking in that moment? Like, why can't they just have a good time and like
but maybe they think that we're there for something more. Like, I really just want to talk, but it's like girls think that if you're gonna talk, that you want something.
Yeah.
So like, if I go to those,
like when I talk to those,
really. Yeah, but how like when we went to those guys, we're just saying, "Do you guys fish?" Like there was a bunch of guys like at the park and like they were smoking durries, but like I don't know, they'll probably blazed as fuck as well. But the thing is, we can go up to them and say like, "Is there any fish here?" And like we can talk to those guys for 10, 20 minutes. Like the connection is built straight away. But with girls, it's like so much, like not conflict but resistance. Like you got to break down so many walls.
But is that in our minds? Like in reality. Like, I don't know if they're thinking like that. I think, like, they're happy to... Like, if you project something in the conversation, you know, if you project that you're just, like, talking to her and trying to, like, gauge an interest, which is what you should be doing, you know, if you're doing that, then she'll receive that vibe and she won't think you're just trying to, like, fuck her or whatever, you know?
I don't know. But sometimes, like, you feel like it's so easy to get girls and other times it's so hard. But you just got to look at all the positives of every situation. Like, we can't look at this as a negative because, like, we've got to look at what we did right. But anyway, what else is there? We're just going to end on a note, but hopefully we can get a porn star to give some more insight next time.
Punch cones as
maybe
always.
Maybe like Lesan or someone.